Was she somebody you also aspired to work with sometime as a growing, lady in the music business?
Yes, I have always wanted to work with her. I have always wanted to be her if it is possible, When I see her, I see who.
Sort of language barrier?
Absolutely not. She's bilingual. She, not bi, she's multilingual because she understands her native tongue. That's Beninoise. And what she was speaking in the video was, I think it's Ewe, which is also widely spoken in Togo and other areas of Africa. And then she understands French very well. She speaks English. She speaks Yoruba. So there was no such thing. She was just a bubbly personality. Yeah.
Now, looking at her resume too in the music business, were you in any way, was there any pressure on you knowing that, okay, this is someone who's so high up there, a lot of us who are in the music business have looked up to? Was there any form of pressure or everything just went quietly or subtly?
I don't think that pressure is the best way to describe it. Or anxiety. I was anxious. I was what's that word? When you're just in awe of somebody's presence. Exactly, that's how I felt. But there was no pressure, none whatsoever. One of the things that is synonymous for Angelique Kidjo and her brand is how, she portrays her personality. When you see her on stage performing live, you just see this bubbly, vibrant personality. And, when you see me perform, that's the sort of, that's what you see as well. So it was just normal for me to just be myself, because it's like, see my Aburo. She's just like a small version of me.
Exactly. Now, the song itself, what's it about? What brought about the lyrics of that song?
For a while now, I have come to understand the way I write songs. And when I write, I feel that as a musician, you should always have something to say. There should be something different about what you're putting out. It's either you're telling a story or you're giving an advice or something of that sort. And one of the things that's synonymous with my music is what I say and the language with which I say it. So the inspiration is just a song. The song basically just says, know yourself, not because. Know yourself. You cannot say that, oh, I know this person is a bad person, but let me just be with this person. So that's why I say they use crocodile to do playmates. You don't see a person go say he want do pets. Now crocodile go carry. Not even baby alligator, crocodile. I didn't even call it crocodile. Crocodile. That bites all your hand away. So that's basically, that's what I was saying in the song. Just to be careful of the people you fraternize with. You don't have to, carry load that you don't need.
How would you describe your evolution now in the music business, your growth? How would, from face to face you've seen yourself, how would you describe it?
I think that the way I would describe who I am right now is there are a lot of people that have different perceptions of who they think I am. And, and they're not really far from the truth. But what I'm doing right now is showing people that, like, this is the fullness of me. This is the coming together. This is the summation of what you have been seeing all this while. The bubbly personality, the vibrant person, the in your face, the talk her mind, some people call it down to earth, whatever, cooks your beans. But all of that is the coming together, the formation or the summation of Omawumi. This indescribable entity created by God.
Now, do you think the speak of your mind sometimes makes people judge you wrongly?
Whether you do that, whether you speak your mind or you don't, you will be judged nonetheless. So, I'm not saying everybody should, because now God will they give person big teeth, then they give them big lip to take cover them. So the fact that because I say my mind, that I have that even as I've stepped on one or two toes that they've not come to, do me bad thing, it's just God that is covering me. But I try as much as possible not to find trouble. I don't put my mouth in other people's business. I know that because of the job that I do, definitely people will always be in my business. But one thing I know is, you have to be yourself. You can't afford not to be yourself.
Now, have you also been able to deal with scandals? Sometimes these things come at you and there's no truth in it. But because people have free speech, especially social media, how do you deal with that as a human being?
I ignore it. I ignore it to the best of my ability. I try not to dwell on it because I feel that, you know, I welcome constructive criticism because there's nobody that is wired perfectly. But, you know, when it just comes down to downright hatred or people who concoct lies just to make themselves feel good at your downfall, it is the way of man. Sorry, I'm going to quote scripture here. Bible says that the heart of man is desperately wicked. It's not just wicked, but it's desperate to do wicked. So when you encounter people who just do you small wicked, you should just be grateful that they did not go to that their desperate side, you know, to do you wicked. So I just ignore it. But to the best of my knowledge, I don't think I've ever seen somebody who, you know, will go right down and, you know, go below the belt and say rubbish about me and I know them face to face like this. I don't think I've encountered. I would love to find out
Really?
what
So
I would do.
They've been hiding behind social media?
Yes.
Okay, and how have you been able to deal with that? As you know, before
Like I said, I ignore it.
it was more print, but now people are, you know,
I ignore it. But here's the thing though. I don't know. I think I'm favored. There are not a lot of people who dislike me. You know, of course, once or twice you fall into the, you know, category of, but yeah, Omawumi is our own. Omawumi is for the people, you know. So she they do her own, they go, you know. So the few people who will open their mouth and say what they want to say, I just ignore it. I don't have strength.
now looking at your journey so far, what has been the most trying time of that journey, especially in the music business?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't. I don't think I've had, you know, like trying times. I don't dwell on things like that. I've always not, you know, done that. I always count the good times. I'm grateful for the times that make me happy. I don't sit down and start brooding about, oh, this was the time that somebody tried to remove food from my mouth. Every position, every, you know, it depends. I'm the kind of half glass full, you know, kind of person.
Okay. Now, for a lot of other young people who are aspiring to be entertainers, especially in the music business, always think you make money, all of you, the successful ones, make money from just music. You understand? And they don't really understand the music business, especially how it works down here. So how would you define your type of business in music in Nigeria?
Well, there are different facets to show business. But the most important thing is that as a musician, you should be prepared, you know, to educate yourself on, you know, the business part of it. There are people who are really into it, you know, that are really into it, you know, that are raking in from left, right, center. You know, their branding is well positioned. You know, at some point I could tell you that yes, you know, I was in that same, you know, position. You know, your brand is well positioned. You have liaised with, you know, like you know how to transform who you are as a musician into monetizing it. And then I'm now grateful for the fact that we now have ways of, you know, collecting revenue from our music. We have ringback tunes. We have platforms where we sell our music online and different things like that. So what I always advise the young ones is, if you're coming into the music business for the money, then you should educate yourself on the business. But after a while, I've come to discover that, you know, I am more of a musician than a business person. So I dwell more on the music these days. You know, I pray I'm not becoming a recluse, but I know where I'm going to, and I know who I want to be, who I want to be perceived as. So I'm not one of those people who make money, you know. I'm not very extravagant. So you can't, so even when I'm broke, you can't tell, because the way I look is the way I look.
Okay, now talking about, I'm young, I want to make music with, I want to work, I want to collaborate with Omawumi. How do I have access to you? Because there's so many people out there who always want to, you know, work with the A-list. How do you judge to say, I can work with this person, I can't work with that person?
I'm very finicky about features. I don't really do them. But one of the reasons why I feature on people's track is because I believe in their music. You understand? So I think that's it primarily. So the most important thing is It doesn't matter. Can't they just wait?
Don't worry, we'll take that question again. Don't worry.
Sean, and people are snapping photos of me. You are on your phone in Guagualada. You will not wait to see whether the photos are fine. Before you will not say, let me see what you are taking. Oh, it's not fine. Please delete it. Why are you standing here? What is your purpose of being here?
We're good. So we'll take that question again. Thank you, Tunde. Thank you.
What's the question? Leave him alone. Oh. Let him be doing it. Okay, I thought it was Sean I was talking.
Good. All right. For the average person who feels, I want to work with Omawumi, how do I get access to Omawumi? How does Omawumi now pick who and who to work with?
The most important thing is I'm very reachable. I communicate with my followers on all my social media platforms. That's why I don't have so many followers, because my followers are organic. You know, it's one-on-one, you know, if I must, you know. Most times I don't, you know. So I'm that kind of person that if I happen upon your music and I like it, I will. If you want to work with me, I'll work with you. I don't say, oh, you don't blow, oh, you never blow, hey, you don't hammer, oh, you know they sing rainy music. So if I like your music, I like the way you put your music across, I'll work with you.
Is there business side to that? Because I know some entertainers might say, okay, there must be some financial commitment.
Oh yes, sometimes it comes into play. I think I have done 1 or 2 features where I was paid, you know, but not in the context of, oh, I want to feature Omawumi, you know, I'll pay for it. It might be, oh, Omawumi, we want you to do this song for this particular, you know, purpose, and you're going to do it with this person, and I'm going to pay you, you know, for that, you know. So sometimes the songs are not necessarily commercial.
Okay. Now, how would you judge in terms of performances? Would you say you still have all the bubbly energy of back in the days when you just started till now? How would you, you know, rate your performances on stage?
My performances on stage, yeah. I feel like now, the kind of person I exude is, of course, I'm not going to be jumping like rats, like the way I used to do before. Though some people like that, but everybody grows, you know. So I think I've come to that point where, you know, I am now enjoying the music. I can be on stage performing and I close my eyes because I know where I'm going to. And the people who watch me, they see the sincerity. They see, you know, it's just something, there's more, there's more of a synergy now between me and my audience, you know. Of course, I don't...
Why?
Sometimes I do, but not necessarily, because I'm not really, you know, into mainstream music anymore, you know. So even when I do that, you will know that I just basically, you know how I'm going to put it, I enjoy myself.
So you let the mood control.
Yes, how I perform now has to do with how I feel. So I might not be angry, or rather I might be angry and then I come on stage and put, no, it doesn't work like that anymore.
Okay, so you said your mood actually dictates what happens on
yes.
stage. What if someone just annoyed you backstage?
There's something my elder sister said. She say, anger they cost. Now I make the they put on for show glass. It's very hard to upset me. Very hard to see, because for you to see me angry is a privilege. I feel so. It's an emotion that should not be, you know, because why should you see me? It's just like, you should only see me happy. Why should you see me? I say, you know, when you can, have you ever seen Two-Face angry? Never! Two-Face is always happy. Yeah, man. You know, so that's how I want to be.
Fantastic. Very good. Now, do you have a certain ritual you perform before you go on stage? Is there something you drink or eat because you know you have to be on stage?
Nothing. I just say a very small prayer. Just a small prayer. And sometimes I say it way before I go on stage.
Now let's talk about these very dicey issues where girls are getting very raunchy these days in music videos.
Ooh, you go, girl.
You know, there's this side that says, if we go back into our African culture.
Leave all this thing.
Let's balance this. Because
yes, I'm about to balance it.
You understand? They believe that back in the days, the native Africans, the Kenyans,
they were naked.
True.
Back
so
in the days. Back in the days, native Africans, not on TV, they were naked. They did not have clothes. So here's my opinion. If you are a sex, I said this recently in another interview. If you are a sex symbol, there's nothing wrong with it. But just be a good sex symbol, so that when you are doing it, they don't go see comma for your body. Because there are some people that exude, that sexiness. So if that is what is selling your market, you go. I was explaining it and I used Beyonce and Nicki Minaj as an example, because Beyonce is also a sex symbol, but she manages to do it in such a way that, she's regarded as, it's not looked at as dirty anymore. It's now looked at as, people now admire it and are fascinated by it. Sometimes this woman some of her videos, she would wear nothing, next to nothing. But instead of disgust, what you get is fascination. So it's just for you to know how to arrange it so that you will not look like a tart. Rather, you would look like this, symbol of, somebody that exudes sexiness. Even when you look like a tart, if that is what is selling your market, still carry on, no? Because who am I to come and start judging? Everybody with his own.
Okay. Now, let's round this up because I know I've taken a lot of your time.
Thank you
for your time. You've reached this level of your business, right? Where do you still see Omawumi going to?
In the next how many years again?
Let's not even because as far as I'm concerned,
where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
Omawumi is still young by God's grace.
Amen.
I'm sure you also have an idea of what you want yourself to be in the music business, especially here in Nigeria. Do you want to mentor? Do you want to be a producer? Do you want to groom new entertainers into business? What do you see for yourself?
I don't know. I'm just taking it. I'm just giving everybody as I have it, and I'm just taking it as I see it. That's just it.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Oh, she wants to do something for Valentine. Yes, is that?
What's Valentine? What am I doing for Valentine?
Oh, okay. What's your take on Valentine?
Oh, I think it's a wonderful celebration. I love it. I'm a woman. It's a wonderful time for my husband to buy me gifts and give me all those paparazzi. If you don't, there's war. So I don't think it's a waste of time. Some people say it's just an excuse to show. I don't think so. I think it's a good time to celebrate. If we can celebrate people that we love every day, we should do it. So if they set aside one day, I don't see anything wrong in that.
Do you think with the financial status of the country, there's actually real love? Or some women believe, a financially stable man is the man to love? What's your take?
I don't think, well, it's relative. Financial stability can mean a lot of things. It's not like I don't believe in it or I don't support it, but that's not how I would do it. The most important thing is drive and ambition.